this next one, this one takes a little bit longer. We got our fettuccine. Now I've already pre-cooked the fettuccine. You want to make sure that you keep it warm for this dish, because we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of oil and butter into the skillet. Now if you've got a automatic shredder for this, works just as fine. If you want to cut it, that's just as fine. When you do cut it, basically what you're wanting to look for is about approximately 1/8 of an inch in thickness. Which, if you can see, it's pretty thin. If it's a little bit thicker, that's fine, because once you saute it down, it is going to soften it up. But what you don't want is to get a real thick clump like that. So you want to make sure and cut it down good so it can all cook pretty even. Both the squash and the zucchini you want to cut in that manner. Okay. Yeah, if you have a KitchenAid, they've got those little attachments on the end. It makes mincemeat of this quickly. It just shreds it right up for you. There we go. And then all you're going to be doing is taking all of this, sauteing it up. And you want that butter in there, not so much for sauteing this, but for the flavor. That's why we added the butter in with the oil, because you will be able to tell that nice butter flavor in this dish. Okay. You basically want to cook that long enough to where it softens up a little bit. We'll go ahead and start getting the other stuff ready for it then. The tomatoes. Now I've already pre-sliced these. When you get the grape tomatoes, just slice them straight in half. You can see right there. And if you choose, you can actually keep these whole if you want to. That's fine if they're small enough. The main thing is you don't want to get too large of a bite of the tomato in with it. So if they're, definitely the larger ones, you want to go ahead and slice in half, but if they're really small ones, you can keep them whole and just go ahead and throw them as is. Okay. Now we're going to take some minced garlic. Kind of spread it over there a little bit. Stir that in some. Then we're going to take our basil. And we got dried basil. This time of year, if you have fresh basil, feel free to use it. A lot of people will use it for this. Flavor, if you do use the fresh, cut it up in just little thin slivers. But most people already have the basil, in their cabinets and stuff. You won't be able to tell that big of a difference in the flavor. Okay, and you see that's starting to soften up there. And you want just enough salt and pepper to taste. A little bit more pepper there. Okay, stir that in there. Okay. I'll go ahead and add the pecans. Go ahead and just mix that up a little bit. Make sure to get the zucchini and squash coated there a little bit. Now we can add the tomatoes there. You want the tomatoes there near the end, because you don't want to really overcook the tomatoes, because we're not going to mush those down enough, so you want to just have a slight crispy texture to them still. And as you see, it's a really colorful dish too. Okay. And then, grab your fettuccine. All right. And just start stirring that all up there. And so basically you want to let that cook down just a little bit. Let the flavors kind of soak into the pasta some.
Did you add any spice to the fettuccine?
Do it?
Spice the fettuccine?
No, we haven't. That would actually add too much to it, because you really want to make sure it gets into the zucchini and the squash first to really soak into it. There we go. But it absorbs the rest of it quickly, where the oil was cooking that in it. There we go. Okay. Just kind of turn that down a little bit to medium low. Just let that cook about another 5 minutes or so. And then it's ready to serve. Just add some Parmesan. There we go. Alrighty. And like I said, this is another one of those. It's a real colorful dish, very aromatic. So the smell helps to draw them in too. Okay. There we go. Turn that down. Once you have the fettuccine cooked itself, you're looking at approximately 10-minute cooking time. So with the fettuccine, about close to 20-25 minutes time total putting this together. So it's a quick, easy meal. And if you want, you can add chicken to this as well. Go ahead and, if you do that, cook the chicken first, separate. Go ahead and get it pre-cooked, slice it up, and then, or you can chop it up. Then after you've sautéed the vegetables in, go ahead and throw the chicken in with that. And that goes really well that way too. But another great way that goes with this is pork chops. Cooking pork chops off to the side and just laying it over a bed of the pasta.